Welcome to the Husker 24/7 3-minute drill. I'm Michael Bruns. That's Brian Christopherson breaking down Nebraska spring practice number 10. It was wide receiver day today. We also heard from Matt Rule. Brian, what was one thing that you took away from today's media access?
Just a complete amount of trust, which isn't surprising, but just to hear it reiterated that Matt Rule has in Garret McGuire. And I know on the outside, much has been made of his younger age, that he's 24 and all that. But inside those walls, no one cares. They have total belief that, I think he probably knows the offensive system better than anybody. Like, he runs the 7-on-7 passing drills during practice and knows every progression of the tight ends, running backs, every position. And it seems like his guys are hitting it off with him too, and they understand this guy knows a lot. He's just like a football guru. He's been in a coaching family his whole life, and it's probably worth listening to. So yeah, he's on the fast track, but it feels like he knows as much as any veteran coach over there. And Matt Rule, his only worry was, did Garret McGuire want to stay in the NFL and coach there when he hired him? That was about the only thing he thought. You were over by one of his players, Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda. What stuck out about that?
Yeah, interesting case there, of course. He caught Nebraska's first touchdown of the 2022 season in Dublin. Had a decent game there. And then 4 games into the season was in the transfer portal. His kind of explanation of that was things didn't really work out how he thought they would last year. He felt like he needed to leave. Just was a student for a little while, going to class. And then when it came time, Matt Rule came in and he, reached out to the coaching staff and introduced himself. And 3 weeks later, was back on the team. So I think he's got a shot to be a big piece of this offense. He's kind of one of those veteran wide receivers in a group that, there's a lot of guys that have come in from all over the place. So it sounds like he's been detailed. He's been reliable so far this spring. So I think he's a guy to watch kind of going forward for this team. Brian, take us home. What's one last thing you learned?
Yeah, let's talk about the portal. It opens back up for business on April 15th, which is going to, I think, cause some interesting cases across the country because people are still finishing spring ball. Could even happen here. Rule said no one has come to him to really talk about it that's on the team so far. So it's possible someone could pop out while they're still having practices. He said if he had his druthers, the portal wouldn't open until after spring practices finish, but that's the way it is. He wants the best for guys, the best scenario for them. But the one thing that will happen is right after the spring, there's going to be a week where coaches and players are just going to have that sit down where you go through everything from both sides of it. And I think guys are going to get an honest evaluation of where they are. So maybe some guys will hold off until then to see what coaches have to say, but you never know, of course, in this age. And it wouldn't be the most stunning thing, I suppose, if someone even popped out here before spring practice ends. That's going to happen around the country. But that's what we got at practice today. There's a lot more on Husker 24/7. Come back there for all the latest.